What happens when the K-pop idols we adore turn out to be nothing like the persona they put on for the world?
Could spend the rest of his life locked away as he is accused of committing a serious sexual offense.
I sincerely apologize for hurting the stylist with my foolish attitude and careless words and actions.
김민선 대표 이문호 씨에 대한 구속 전 영장 실질 심사가 오늘 오전 진행됩니다.
Idols being two-faced can possibly be very real, but don't take our word for it. The stories we will cover in this video come straight from netizens, media outlets, and even industry insiders. Let's start with Mingyu from 17. Kim Mingyu is known for being picture-perfect, puppy-eyed, and having a sunshine main visual, but in 2021, it all came crashing down on him in what can only be described as an emotional roller coaster for fans. The scandal began with an anonymous post claiming that Mingyu had bullied a classmate back in his school days, even allegedly throwing a bottle cap at her face and stealing bus fare. But Mingyu didn't stay quiet. He quickly denied the allegations, and unlike the usual instances where Mingyu's management company Pledis Entertainment is very slow in taking action, the company launched a full investigation and cleared him of any wrongdoing. But it wasn't over. The next round of accusations came, and this time it involved even more serious claims like sexual harassment and even allegations of Mingyu being a bystander to bullying and mistreatment of students with disabilities. But then it was brought to light that the sexual harassment claim was based on a mistranslation. The so-called bullying incidents were questioned. After weeks of silence, Mingyu admitted to making inappropriate jokes in his school days but denied bullying anyone. Next, let's talk about Irene, the icy beauty and leader of Red Velvet. She was known for her impeccable image and flawless visuals and was considered the definition of perfect idol material until 2020 when her true nature was exposed in one shocking moment. Irene was accused of being rude towards and verbally abusing a stylist during a confrontation. Fans couldn't believe it. The spotless, sweet image she had spent years cultivating was now forever tainted. But Irene didn't just disappear. She apologized, and SM Entertainment went into full damage control mode, helping Irene navigate the fallout. Her career wasn't destroyed, but it was undeniably impacted. Irene's scandal revealed a side of her that fans weren't prepared for. Next, we turn to Lee Hyori, a role model for many women in the industry, but even the icons aren't immune to controversy. Recently, her comments on the show Supermarket Sora sparked a wave of backlash. In an off-the-cut moment, Lee Sora, the host, thanked Lee Hyori for appearing on the show, saying, "Actually, it wouldn't even be weird if you didn't come on the show. Like if you told me, Ani, I can't make it to that schedule." But Hyori's response was less than gracious. Lee Hyori said, "I really dislike it when the host directly contacts me to cast me, because even if I want to say no, it's difficult to say no. I think the right thing to do is to contact my company. Then I would have refused to do it." Fans and netizens expressed their disappointment, calling her response rude and inconsiderate. The backlash grew, with many pointing out that Hyori had a history of similar behavior. In fact, it wasn't the first time Hyori had been criticized for her bluntness. She's faced similar accusations before, with some claiming she has shown disrespect toward other respected stars, including legends like Jung-hwa and Kim Won-soon. One of the worst cases on the list is that of Tail from NCT.
Tail, who is now 30 years of age, was first brought in for questioning about his involvement in the assault in late August.
He's always been a fan favorite, but even idols who seem like the purest of hearts can turn out to be criminals. In August 2023, Tail's name was in the headlines for a criminal investigation. SM Entertainment announced that Tail would officially leave NCT amid serious accusations related to a crime. The accusations involved a disturbing crime against an intoxicated woman, and as the investigation progressed, it became evident that the allegations were severe enough to terminate his contract. On October 16, 2024, SM Entertainment officially terminated Tail's contract. The news hit hard for citizens who were questioning how someone so loved could really be guilty of such serious charges. And now, let's talk about Rain. Despite being an industry legend, he's not immune to the scrutiny and expectations that comes with such a public life. But that's just the beginning of his two-faced saga. In 2023, Rain found himself facing an unexpected form of backlash, a black ocean at KCON LA. But why? This was about his role as the head of Rain Company, specifically the management of his boy group, Cipher. While Rain himself has been a household name, the group he launched in 2021, Cipher, struggled with neglect and poor promotion under his label. By 2023, 4 of the original members had departed and fans were growing increasingly frustrated. Instead of letting Cipher perform at KCON, Rain took the stage himself, which is why fans didn't hold back either. They came to KCON armed with banners and filled social media with calls for better treatment of Cipher. The Black Ocean was a clear message. Next on the list, let's talk about someone who truly embodies the definition of two-faced, Seungri.
Seungri is convicted of obtaining prostitutes for investors, embezzlement, mulca, and inciting violence.
The former member of Big Bang, he once stood at the top of the K-pop world, was adored by fans and was seen as the fun, charismatic golden boy. In 2019, Seungri was accused of multiple serious crimes, from providing sex workers to investors, distributing non-consensual sex content, embezzling funds from his nightclub, and even engaging in illegal gambling. In 2020, he was indicted on charges of organizing illegal sex services, embezzling from his nightclub, and gambling abroad. While Seungri denied many of the charges, the damage was already done. His trial concluded in 2022 with a reduced sentence of 1.5 years in prison and a hefty fine. But for Seungri, the sentence wasn't just a legal consequence. It was the end of his career. The accusations against him were not just rumors. They were backed by investigations, evidence, and testimonies that left no room for doubt. And then there's Kris Wu, the former EXO member. Once a K-pop and Chinese entertainment star, Wu's career came crashing down in 2021 after shocking revelations exposed a side of him no one saw coming. Beauty influencer Do Maizu accused him of heinous crimes on Weibo. She claimed that Kris Wu had actually assaulted her and several other women, 2 of whom were minors at the time. Wu initially denied the accusations, but the damage was done. Despite his public denials and attempts to shift the blame, the court found the charges credible. His appeal in 2023 was rejected and the once idol was sentenced to 13 years in prison. Wu's golden boy image was nothing but a facade, and the truth behind his fame was darker than anyone had imagined. Hwasa is bold, confident, and a trailblazer for women in K-pop. But just like many fans who dare to break barriers, she's found herself at the center of her own two-faced accusations. It all started back in 2018 during a radio show when Hwasa covered Beyonce's Irreplaceable. In the performance, a version of the song provided by the streaming platform Melon included the N-word in the lyrics. But here's the twist. Hwasa doesn't speak English fluently and there's no evidence she intentionally added that word. Then came the Black Unnie incident. A photo of Hwasa with Solar went viral with captions reading Black Unnie for Hwasa and White Unnie for Solar. Fans immediately believed that Hwasa had written these captions herself, but she hadn't. So, does all this really make Hwasa a two-faced idol? Or are we simply witnessing a case of human error? We know it's easy to join the cancel culture, but in cases like these, accountability and growth should be prioritized over blind condemnation. Finally, we have The He from Glam, Big Hit Entertainment's first girl group. Glam debuted in 2019 with a lot of potential, but everything came crashing down in 2014 when The He found herself at the center of one of the most shocking blackmail scandals in K-pop history. The He, along with an accomplice, blackmailed actor Lee Byung-hun, threatening to release a private video unless he paid them a hefty sum. The scandal dropped like a bombshell, leading to Glam's disbandment and The He's fall from grace. She was even sentenced to a year in prison, and just like that, her entertainment career was over. The He eventually served her sentence, returned to the public eye in 2018 as a BJ on Africa TV, and worked as a live streamer. But despite her attempts to rebuild, her past actions permanently stained her career. Now here's the real question. Can we separate the art from the artist, or are just some actions just too much to overlook? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to NOONA-K for more.